Now what we're going to do is graph lines using the information we know from the slope-intercept form. So first, for both of these lines, we have to identify the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, and we're going to write the slope in the form of a fraction. So for the first one, your slope is whatever's in front of x, that's 2/3. And then your y-intercept, or your b, is whatever's after x, positive 4, so it's 4. Now, we're starting that. So now for the next one as well. So we have negative x minus 4. So what is in front of that x is a negative. Whenever there's no number in front of x, there's actually an imaginary 1. So our slope is negative 1. But to make it consistent for what we're going to do, we're going to make it a fraction. So how do you make a whole number fraction? Put it over 1. Then the number after it is its y-intercept. So we have negative or minus 4, so it's negative 4. So now, what you do, so I'm going to give you a few steps in order to graph these lines. So we're going to graph that first line. But your first step is, so step 1, plot y-intercept. So we're going to plot the y-intercept. The y-intercept is always your starting point. Now, this says 4, but you know the point is 0, 4, and this one's 0, negative 4. So we'll have that. So now our first line, we have to start at 0, 4. So 0, go up 4. That's our first point. Now from there, we have to use our rise over run. Because your 2 would be, so right here, your 2 would be your rise. And your 3 would be your run. So when you rise, you go up or down. And then your run, you go left and right. So from the starting point, you go up 2, you're rising 2, 1, 2, and you're running 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's right over 3. Right over 3, good. So now I can do that a few times just to make an extra point. So I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So now 1, 2, 3. So now I have another point there. So now I have 3 points to this line. So I'll connect it. So this is my y equals 2/3 x plus 4 line. Okay, so I label my line, I have my points. Now, for the next line, I have to start at my y-intercept, which is 0, negative 4. So 0, negative 4, that's down here. And then because my slope, this is my negative 1 is my rise and my run. So because it's negative, what I can do is I can fall 1. When it's negative, you're falling. So I can, from the point, I fall 1 and run 1. And then I can fall 1 again and run another 1. So now I have another line here. Okay, so I can do that. So now this is y equals negative x minus 4. So now I just graphed these two lines. So again, so step 1, you plot the y-intercept. So that's your b. Plot your b on the y line. It's called a y-intercept because it's on line. It's on the y line. Okay, it's right there. It's where it intercepts y. So that's that. And then your second step, you plot this. You do use rise over run for slope. So you start at the top number, rise, you go up or down depending on what the sign is on it, that many times, and then you run left, right for your slope. And that's where your point lies. Okay? So that's actually how you graph a line onto a coordinate plane. And then you label, you have your points. You can do as many as you like. So that's how you do it.